Hello there, fish friends. This is the Aquastudent, and welcome to episode 3 of my 135-gallon design build. In this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about the filtration I'm going to be going with in the tank. First of all, I want to say I'm going with the Fluval FX6. The reason why I chose Fluval is I have experience with my Fluval 306. I also got a Fluval 406 for my father. And I have absolutely no complaints about the filters. They've been absolute workhorses and have been very solid performers, especially for the price. The reviews for the FX5 have been more than favorable. A lot of solid reviews. The FX6 is the newest model. The FX5 is now being phased out. But because it's coming out, there were a couple of good deals as well as Dr. Foster and Smith. And I decided to take a chance on it and try it out. So we got here the Fluval FX6. So let's talk a little bit about the features the FX6 offers. So we have about 1.5 gallons of media that's distributed within 3 different trays. That takes up a little portion of the little more than 5 gallons of total volume in the system. The pump is rated at 925 gallons per hour. And Fluval claims that this filter can pump out about 563 gallons per hour while filtering. Every 12 hours or so there's an automatic air purge which removes any air from the system to keep the siphon running smoothly. And there's also a bottom drain in the back that will help you drain the canister to allow for more easy maintenance. Trust me, it'd be better to move around an empty 5-gallon bucket than a full 5-gallon bucket. So, how am I going to set this up on the tank? Well, I want the intake to the filter on this bottom right-hand corner and the outflow from the filter in the upper left-hand corner. That way the debris will be sucked and pulled towards this back right corner where people most likely aren't going to be sitting there and observing the tank. So if I want there to be any sort of little bit of debris, I want it to be in that corner. Also, I have the intake to the filter will be running the short line off the back of the aquarium right into here. So that'll be the shortest distance. The outflow from the FX6 will run all the way to the other side of the tank. I'd rather limit the outflow from the filter than going into the filter. Less likely for flooding that way. Also, the purge valve will be pointed towards the center. So when I place this in the bottom right hand corner, it'll be more easy to drain the canister for maintenance. It'll also be out of the way, so all the equipment that I'll be using on a more daily basis will be right up in front and center, and we'll also leave room for any sort of sump that I want to put on the opposite side. Now that's a filter. So this thing's massive. It'll just barely fit under the stand, so that's a good thing. Let's take a look inside. So after a wee bit of assembly, we've got the FX6 set up here on the 55-gallon African cichlid tank. The reason I have it set up here and not on the 135 is I want to get the bacteria colony established in the filter. By running it on the established tank, I'm going to build up that bacteria colony and I won't have to worry about going through a cycle once I move it over to the main tank. I'm not going to move it over until I have fish to put in. I was hoping to move the Bisher over, but I figured he's not going to be putting out a whole lot of bioload, and in order to keep the filter fed, I'm going to have to keep plenty of fish in there. So it won't be until I get my first real batch of fish that I'll move the filter over. But that should be in no time at all. So just a quick overview of everything. This thing's looking great. I am amazed at how quiet this filter is. I mean, it's putting 500 gallons per hour through that that little tank, but you can barely hear it. There's just a small hum of the motor. It's absolutely spectacular, and I'm very glad about it. Let's do a quick rundown on the other electrical components. First of all, got two 300 watt Jaeger heaters. There's going to be more than enough energy in here to keep this tank warm in the winter. I'm not even running both of them right now. The tank is staying at a stable roughly 80 degrees. It fluctuates a little bit with the temperature outside, but it only really goes up. And so I don't want to run both of them, and I'm just keeping one of them running to keep the temperature from dropping mostly at night. Also, I had to replace most of the canopy. The only piece that was actually salvageable was this the front door. But yeah, so I had to replace the sides. Everything ended up painting it black because different woods wouldn't stain well together. Let's take a look underneath. I can't do this one-handed. So underneath I have a quad T8 fixture. I've got enough room under here to work around a little bit. I also got some greenhouse roofing that I'm using as the cover. That'll keep the evaporation down a little bit and just make sure no one decides to go diving on the carpet. So it wasn't too difficult to put together this fixture. I just have four 6,500 temperature T8s. It's my favorite spectrum to grow plants on, and so I hope to get some like jungle valves or things like that to plant up the aquascape, give it a little bit of height. But I need to get a timer so I don't have to turn it on and off every morning, but that's something that I can deal with in the future. A few patches to paint or to touch up the paint a little bit, see in the corner, but other than that, things are looking quite nice. I'm excited for this. The filter is all running smoothly. I got a couple fish in here that if you checked out my Facebook page, it's facebook.com/aquastudent, you would be able to see some footage of that, but the fish really aren't going to be coming into the picture for another couple weeks. So, thank you guys very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more.